Hey guys, it's Waz with the Bomber again. Eavy Deff Bomber. It's called a Deff Bomber because it's got a death arsenal at the front. So some of you old school followers of Warhammer 40k Orcs, one of the old weapons years ago used to be a death arsenal, and that's what that is at the front. So it's all finished, it's all painted. Everything now blends in to the GW model, so now you should be struggling to work out what's Games Workshop and what is Waz Workshop. I wanted to make it quite colourful, so you've got all this different shades of red going on. So hopefully you can see the different shades of red. I've not highlighted any of the reds, by the way. It's just watered down paint over the top of grimy metal colour. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll see the stages that I did. Wazoo 2000 on Instagram. So yeah, the different shades of red really goes well with this model and my type of painting as well. So it's quite dirty, it's quite grimy. I've used some different painting techniques, different technical colours from Vallejo and GW as well. So like engine, this stuff here. To be honest with you, when I bought this grey stuff, I think this is called engine grime from Vallejo. I was hoping it was going to be like this Nurgle rot thing here, where it was a bit slimy looking and that, and it isn't. It's just plain grey. I mean, I could have mixed that bloody paint up myself, but the Nurgle rot stuff is lovely for slime coming off the plane, as you can see in there. And then I just painted my own sort of green crap oozing off the plane, so you can see the rust effect there quite well on the engine, and that comes out pretty well. And all that is a corrosive paint from Vallejo again, and it's oxidized rust, I think it's called. But it's got the bits in it, you know, like the GW stuff, the typhus corrosion. It's the same as that basically. And then I just used the riser rust over the top of it. But obviously there's different layers as how I do it. Again, go on to my Instagram account and you will see the stages that I did the painting on. So you can see the checks. So I put the checks on with the plastic card, and then it makes it easier when it comes to painting, and so you don't have to mess about doing it. Yeah, so I cut the checks out of really thin plastic card, but not too thin, and then I stick them on, and even on a surface like this where it curves around, they still, well, they basically don't even look like they're flat, but they are flat. So that's a crazy amount of Dakar in there. I think there's about 35 shooters. One of my kind friends on the channel counted them all, and there was about 35 shooters and about 8 twin links. So thank you very much for counting them all. I'll turn the plane upside down in a minute, and then we can have a better look at it. So, what was the other question? Oh, people ask me all the time about the thicknesses of the card I use. So the plastic card I'm using at the moment is from Green Stuff World. Okay, I do have a bit of my old stuff left, but most of it is from Green Stuff World. And it varies from 0.5mm to 1mm to 1.5mm, and so on. It goes up. I think the thickest card I've got is 2.5mm. So the card that you can see on here at the moment is probably about 0.5mm or even 1mm thick. And I don't heat it up, nothing like that, because when you heat up the thinness of this card, it doesn't stay flat. It starts to bubble and it warps out of shape. So for me to skin this, I actually bent it in my hands like that, yeah. And I bent it to the point where I tested it, bent it a bit more, tested it, bent it a bit more, tested it. When I was happy, I glued it. Okay, so I didn't have to heat it up or nothing, and that's how I bend this card into the shape I wanted to. I cut card to shape, bend it, cut it to shape, and then stick it on. So that's how I do that bit. Okay, so my garrote on here is looking cool. He's looking really funny. Yeah, again, I thought I was the first one to do this, but obviously I wasn't. But he turned out really well. I love his face. I don't know if you can see his face. Like he's gritting his teeth and looking forward and wondering when this journey is going to end. So the glass I'm a bit disappointed with. Before I stuck these on, there must have been some glue on here or something, because one of the windows here is like steamed up. But it's only on one side, and you can see inside. These are glued down. Yeah, when you glue these glass things down, you've got to be so careful, because if you get glue inside the windows, okay, that's what happens. It looks like it's steamed up. Okay, but I don't know why it did that, because I was so careful gluing these in. But that was like that before I glued them in, and I didn't know how to clean it up. So, but and I painted these before I put them on. So all I did with the windows is, obviously you can see what's supposed to be metal and what's supposed to be glass. And so I just undercoated it with black, and I used a black primer from Green Stuff World again, and because it goes on really well, does their undercoat primer. It comes in a big massive bottle as well, so you get loads of it. And once I primed up where the metal was, then all I did was get a very thin dry brush, and I dry brushed it with metal, and then I went over it with red. And they cut. You know what? I've done this before, and they turn out really well, especially when you can look through the windows of the glass and you can see the models inside and they're painted. That's what I love as well, is that you can look inside and see the orc smiling away there, look, with his glasses on. That's the bit I love about this type of model. So the turret turns nice and freely, comes off, magnet inside, magnet on the bottom. So yeah, and that does actually turn real freely, but I'm doing this with one hand at the moment. Orc inside, painted, turned out really well in the end. Didn't really have to do very much fiddly stuff. I think if I was to build this again, I would build the frame first of all, and then I'd put the orc in from underneath, so it'd be easier for me to paint. But I like a good challenge every now and then, not all the time though. So again, painted the glass. This one out though, I haven't done the red on this one, so it's just bare metal on that on there. The glass doesn't come up again. I've glued it down, so it's fine. Not really a lot more to show you on here. This here, as you remember, if you followed the Instagram photos. All this was Millie put and then green stuff over the top, and it does blend in really well, especially if you get awkward places. I mean, the front of this, the whole front of this, I would love to make this and cast it. How cool would that be? Who would buy this though? And how much would it be? Would it be a £500 model for a cast? Because it'd be easy enough to do, I suppose. Can't see why not. Let me know. Let me know in the comments. Would you buy a cast version of this? £500. Brilliant. So, let me try and get the underneath shown to you. Back in a second. So here we go. This is the underneath. So again, I wanted to do a bit of colour. I wanted to add a bit of colour to this model. So I painted the bombs blue. And I did shade them as well. So I did a dark blue as the undercoat. And then I did a light blue on top. And it really makes the bombs pop. And then you've got the rusty, crappy, shitty bit underneath as well. I didn't do too much rust on them. Just the corrosion look on them, I suppose it's called. Reason being is the bombs out there, you don't really want them to be rusting away and then blowing up. I'm not sure what they are there. I think they're jet engines for the Wasdaka jet thing, whatever it's called. But they turned out really well. So the twin link shooters there, and then the undercarriage, and that's about it. So that's it, guys. Right, so I'm reliably informed that the battle wagon for the competition has been cast and it's going to be sent to me shortly. So hopefully, fingers crossed, maybe in 4 weeks time I shall run the competition for the 4,000 subscribers. You must be subscribed to my channel to take part in the competition. Yeah, there's no other real rules really. I might set a question. No, I don't know how I'm going to run it. I'll have to discuss it with my with my boys. So that looks cool. Get the picture like that. It looks amazing. It's so cool. Yeah, chuffed to bits with it. I'm so glad that Mr. Dread, Artie Freeman, told me about them jets, these bomber things, because I think the shape is spot on. Yeah, thank you, Artie, Mr. Dreadwag Gaming. Brilliant piece of advice you gave me. Go and have a look at them. They were so cool. Anyway, right, guys, thank you very much. Thank you very much for watching my channel and my video and that. If you don't like it, tell me a reason. Tell me the reason why you don't like it. Don't just click the dislike button. Give me a reason. Maybe I can change it. Maybe I can change the way I do something. If I haven't explained something, ask me in the comments and I'll try and explain it in the next video. Pretty sure I've answered most questions. Yeah. Plastic card, I get it now from Green Stuff World. I'm pretty sure you can get it all from eBay. Alright, guys. Anyway, thanks again. Speak to you later.